All right, welcome to our Getting Started training. I know this is a Monday night. We normally don't do webinars on a Monday, but I recently updated our Getting Started training, and I know we have a lot of new people, and I figured this would be very beneficial. So we're going to take about 45 minutes, maybe 40 minutes to go through this, and then hopefully we'll have about 20 minutes to do questions and answers. So as you get questions, if you can type them in the message feature, that would be really good. Then I'll answer those questions at the end. So my name is Chuck Holmes. I am live tonight from Homosassa, Florida. We're a small town about 1 hour north of Tampa, and we are famous for the sea cows. So now you know my life story. Let's get into this training. Oh, 1 second. Murphy's working. There we go. This is just a quick disclaimer I do on every webinar. Individual results will vary. I'm not a doctor of any kind. I'm an independent rep, not a company spokesperson, and our products are not designed to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Pretty simple. This is our agenda. This is what we're going to talk about tonight. Very briefly, why HB Naturals, what you have your hands on. We're going to cover the first 72-hour checklist, our 4-step success system, launching your business the right way, some scripts, which everybody wants to know, and how to answer objections, some tools and resources, some questions and answer. Then I threw in a few secret things that I didn't put on this agenda. So this is why HB Naturals, and I believe this business, it's really easy to take it for granted. Maybe you've been in the industry a while. Maybe this is your first company. Maybe you've done other side hustles, and you might just think this is just one of those things. But I will tell you, 17 years in this industry, it took me forever to find this. It took me 17 years to find a company that had all of the components of a good company: good products, good comp plan, good company leadership, good timing, and a great marketing system. So those are the things that I like. I like that you can make money without spending money. Someone with no money can join. They can refer a few people and they can get paid instantly. I like that we're in over 100 countries. We have the most powerful email marketing system that I've ever seen. You can potentially get spillover from a leg. If you happen to be in a power leg, you can have people added to your team. You get paid instantly. That's really just amazing. Most companies, you got to wait a month or at least a week to get paid. Here, we get paid as soon as we make a sale. It's paid instantly into our e-wallet in the back office. We have products that people are passionate about. When I didn't join for the products, I'll be the first to admit that. But as I've used the products, I've really fallen in love with them. I'm not a product guy, I'm a marketer. But we have a ton of people who join our company because their mission in life is to live a clean lifestyle, to have good, healthy products. And we have that, and at great prices. We have a fair and balanced compensation plan. There's no gotchas, no hoops to jump through, no broken promises, no hype. Even the little guy has a chance. And all you need to do is invite people to take a free tour. That's what I like. Someone's blowing up the message. I want to make sure you can hear me okay. No, I can't see it. So I'm going to go back. We're just going to keep rolling. So a lot of people don't talk about this. Someone can blow me up on Facebook if there's an issue. But there are reasons you should have a home-based business. This is something that no one wants to talk about in our industry. A lot of people are here just to make a little bit of extra cash. I respect that. But the benefits that you get by having a home-based business are astronomical. If you're an employee, and I was just an employee for a long time, you don't have any of the tax advantages that a business has. And here, as a small business owner, we have the same tax advantages that a big business has. And we can do this out of our own home without quitting our job and starting it part-time with no capital investment. That's very powerful. And what's great about having a business is you get tax deductions. And this is not a tax class. I've done those in other webinars, but a lot of expenses you already have, you're now going to be able to deduct. You have your rent, your vehicle, your internet costs, your cell phone, other common household expenses. You can legally deduct those, a percentage of those, and you can get with your accountant to figure out what percentage and how. But from the average person on this call, excuse me, you're going to save at least several $1,000s a year in taxes by running a legitimate home-based business and keeping good tax records. I personally believe everyone should have a home-based business. And most importantly, everyone needs a residual income. No one talks about this either, but whether you are a Whether you work at Walmart, whether you're a janitor, whether you're a CEO of a billion-dollar company, most people are just trading hours for dollars. And that's great as long as you have the ability to work and as long as you have a job. But if you don't have a job, or if you lose your ability to work, you're really up the creek without a paddle. And that's why you want to have a leveraged residual income, so you have money coming in even when you're not working. These are two key points I really want you to, and forgive me, I'm just fighting a cold. I've been fighting it for about a week. There's two key points I really want you to remember, and that is, you don't need to know every little detail about every little thing to get started in this business. The last thing you want to do is give yourself analysis by paralysis or information overload. I will take ignorance on fire over knowledge on ice every day of the week. All you need is enthusiasm and a willingness to follow our simple system of how we share our link with other people. So when it comes to HB Naturals, you have two choices. Excuse me, you can just be a customer, or you can do this as a business or a side hustle. I don't know of any other option that you have other than those two. And there's no right or wrong choice. Each person is different. We all have different goals, different objectives. About 3 out of 4 people who are in our company, they're simply a customer. They see the value in the products. They're not here to make the money. They're here because they want to enjoy the product. So most people in HBN are customers. That's a great option. If you're doing this, if you want to do this potentially as a career or a little side hustle or a part-time business, that's a great option as well. You have to do what's best for you. And what's great is you can bounce between these two things at any period of time that you want to. So you might start out as a customer and later on become a part-timer and later on become a full-timer. You might start this as a part-time business and maybe life gets in the way and you just were you just convert to being a customer, and that's great. Whatever is best for you and your family, that's what we want you to do. This is just a real quick piece of advice I tell, especially for newbies. Do not quit your day job to do this full-time. HB Naturals Network Marketing, it's designed to do part-time as a little side gig while you keep your day job and you have that income coming in so you can pay your bills, keep your spouse happy, keep the creditors off your back. The last thing you want to do is give up your secure 9-to-5 to do this full-time, especially if you don't have the skills, the network, or the experience. So be part-time with a full-time attitude. I say this all the time in our group, but it's very important. So this is the 72-hour checklist. So I'm going to assume that the people on this webinar are brand new, or you have people on your team that are brand new, or maybe you've been in the business a while, but you're looking to relaunch your business. These are just some basic things you want to do in your first 72 hours before you go and start sharing your link with people. Some people, they jump right in. The second they sign up, they go and they share their link. I'm not going to tell you not to do that. I just think it would be better if you started right rather than having to start over a month or two down the road. So I would encourage everybody to make sure they do these basic things before you share your link with anyone. The first thing you want to do, excuse me, is you want to log into your back office and you just want to peruse the back office. You want to click on the different pages. You want to look at the products, look at the comp plan, look at the marketing materials, just get a basic understanding of what the back office looks like. You can probably do that in about 30 to 60 minutes and have a pretty good understanding about what's there and what you need to know. The next thing you want to do is, if you have a Facebook account, you want to join our Team Supreme. If you don't know how to find that, you can go right on Facebook. You can search for HBN Team Supreme. It'll come right up. And you want to answer the 3 questions we ask you. Who's your sponsor? What's your ID number? And what are your 3 big goals with HBN? You want to answer those 3 questions, and then we'll accept you into the group. That's really like our base camp. That's where all of our key information gets shared. Excuse me. The next thing you want to do is you want to join the 2 company groups. The company has a product testimonial group, which is absolutely amazing. And they have a business group. And those 2 links for those groups are right in your back office. They're right either above or below the calendar when you log into your dashboard in the back office. After you do that, you really want to go on over to HBN Help. This is where you can get an answer to almost any question that you have about HBN, about a product, about the business, about how we get paid, how we make money, certifications for the products. Excuse me. It's a great resource for everything. The next thing you want to do is you want to go through this getting started training video. You're lucky if you're on this recording tonight, but if you're watching this at a later date on YouTube, you really want to make sure you go through this video, you take your time, and you go through all the things that we talk about. Once you've done that, you want to place your order. Now, you can get started for as little as 25 points, and if money is really tight and you don't have the budget for 100 points, that's okay. Start out with a 25-point order. But at some point, if you're doing this as a business, you really want to find a way to be able to bump it up to 100 points so that you can open up the comp plan and get paid more for the work that you're already doing. I never pressure anyone to do this. I just like to let them know the benefits. Once you've done that, you want to go through the basic training modules, and you can do this in about 1 hour over at hbnaturals.com/training.asp. That's got videos on pay quicker, how to navigate the back office, how to empty your holding tank, how to do all the basic things that you need to do to get started. It's not going to make you an expert, but it's going to give you enough information to be dangerous. The next thing you want to do is you want to personalize your link. Now, some people don't do this. I've never changed my link, but a lot of people, they change their ID from a 6-digit number to their name. So if your name was Joe Smith, you could change your user ID to Joe Smith so it's more recognizable to people you're sharing your link with. That's a personal choice. I've never done that, but a lot of people have, and that's great. Once you do that, you really just want to take a couple minutes and you want to educate yourself on the company's compensation plan. And you can go to YouTube, just type in HB Naturals Incentive Plan. There's a 12-minute video by corporate. I also have a video where I explain the comp plan. You just got to have a basic understanding about how you get paid, what you need to do to get paid. You don't need to be an expert on it, but you got to have a basic understanding. And then finally, if within that first 72 hours, a Tuesday falls in that time period, you want to get on our weekly webinar so you can find out what's going on in the company, learn about updates, get some basic training and things that are going on. Now, after you've gone through these steps, which you could do in one day if you had a lot of time, if you had about 4 or 5 hours, you could do all this in one day. I made it 72 hours because most of us, you know, we have a day job, but we have family, we got a lot going on. So I think a very conservative amount of time is 72 hours. And once these things are done, that's when you're going to be ready to go to the next step. So this is our 4-step success system. I'm just going to cover this very briefly. Well, we covered this in another webinar we did a while back, but this is really what I call the success system, the steps to success with HBN. Everything starts with the products. Then you want to go executive and duplicate it. You want to get plugged into our Facebook group, our training, your coach. And then you want to, man, this cold is kicking my butt. You want to be persistent. You want to be consistent. So this is what I tell folks. You don't have to use every single product that we make. If we have a product, if you use a competitor's product because we don't have that product, that's cool. But if you are using a product and we make that product, you should at least try out that product one time and see if it would be a good fit for your family. And for most of us, if you can just find really 2 or 3 products that you're passionate about, you can build a great business right around 2, 3, 4 products. You don't need to use every product. You can, but you only really need to find a couple that you really like. You want to be on that 100 PV auto ship that we talked about. And now here's the big thing. You want to have a basic understanding of the products without becoming a product expert. So we have 2 types of people who join HBN. We have people who are already educated about natural and organic products. And I applaud these people because they have a ton of knowledge about ingredients and stuff like that that I don't have. And they can come in and they can have that passion. And once they start looking at what we have, they get excited because we don't have any crap in our products that a lot of companies do. But if you're not a product expert, if you're someone like me, don't let that intimidate you. Don't let that make you think that you can't be successful because you don't know a lot about the products. As long as you can point people to a website, as long as you can point people to a Facebook group, that's really all you need to know how to do to be successful. If people ask me a product question, I always default them to the Facebook group. Even if I know the answer, I default them to the Facebook group because I don't want to come across as a product expert, because I don't want my prospect to think they have to be a product expert. All you have to do is know how to point people to third-party tools. Number 2, you want to go executive and duplicate it. Now, every rank in our company is based around reaching the rank of executive. This is a team of you and 2 people. So it's 3 total people who all have at least a $25 order, 25 points, one on your left, one on your right, that you enrolled, and you at 25 points or higher, you're now an executive. Every rank in this company you can achieve by going executive and teaching other people how to go executive. That's it. And I believe everyone knows 2 people. Everyone has 2 people they would call if they were in jail and they needed to be bonded out. Those are the 2 people who should be your first 2 customers. You just want to duplicate this throughout your organization over and over and over. Now, some people will go and sponsor thousands of people. Other people will just go executive and duplicate it. That's the fastest, simplest, easiest way to build a business for probably 98% of the people who do HB Naturals. And then finally, this last bullet, you really don't want to venture off into the cold market too much until you've at least gone executive. Because cold market can be very brutal if you don't know what you're doing. The next one, step 3, is to get plugged in. And one of the mistakes I see people make, and you can read these slides, I'm not going to read it verbatim, but one of the mistakes I see a lot of people make is they try to be a lone wolf. Maybe you're well educated, maybe you've done network marketing before, but this is a team sport. And you really want to stay plugged in with your active upline. That might be your sponsor, it might not be your sponsor. Chances are your sponsor is probably going to quit at some point. So your coach might be their sponsor, it might be their sponsor, it might be someone else in the team, and that's perfectly okay. You want to join those companies' Facebook groups. You want to counsel with your coach about once a week. And what I mean by that is the 2 of you can get on Facebook Messenger, you can get on a phone call, you can get on a video call, just bounce ideas off each other, kind of mastermind with each other, talk about what's working, what's not working. I believe this is vital if you want to be successful. You want to be teachable and keep an open mind. This is one of the biggest obstacles that I see people struggle with. And we all say we're coachable until someone gives us advice that we don't want to follow. But the truth is, if you have a coach who's successful and they're saying, you know, you might want to try it doing this, it would be in your best interest to do that. You don't have to. It is your business. But remember, the beauty of this industry, your coach is never going to intentionally give you bad advice because they only make money if they help you make money. It's not like the corporate world where your boss is jealous of you and they're worried about you passing them. That is not the case in this industry. I want all of you to pass me in the comp plan. I want all of you to make more money than I do, because as you succeed, I succeed. As your team succeeds, you succeed. You want to work on excuse me, your personal development. I would spend at least 5 or 10 minutes a day and watch something or read something that's going to make you a better person. It could be a book, it could be a YouTube video, a podcast, but something that teaches you a new skill that's going to make you a better mom or dad or spouse, a better business person, a better leader. That's what you want to do every day, because your business is only going to grow as much as you do. Finally, you want to be persistent and consistent. This is what I see all the time. Some people start really fast. They'll blow it up for a month or 2 and then they're gone in the witness protection program. Other people, they start a little bit slower, but they're steady. They keep doing something every day, and over a period of a few months, their business starts to grow, and within about 6 to 12 months, they've got a booming business. But the key is to show up every day, at least 5 days a week. I would say if you can pull it off, 6 days a week would be ideal. An hour a day, 6 days a week. That's 6 hours a week, about 24 hours a month. That's very doable, in my opinion, for anybody on this call. Everybody has an hour a day. If this is important to you, you'll find an hour a day. Now, I'm not saying commit 4 or 8 hours a day. That's probably unrealistic. But 1 hour a day is very doable. Now, when you're working your business that 1 or 2 hours a day, you got to realize we get paid to share our link with people. That's it. So watching YouTube videos doesn't count. Surfing Facebook doesn't count. The only thing that really counts is sharing your link with people or helping your team members do the same thing. And finally, you really want to be persistent and consistent. You don't want to do this for a week and then stop, or work one day and then take 5 days off. You got to do something every day and then let that compound effect kick in. And finally, you got to give yourself a chance to succeed. You're not going to get rich overnight. I know some people think that, but just like any business, it takes time to start a business, launch a business, grow a business. So this, I'm going to get a drink. this is where to focus. A lot of people ask me, Chuck, should I lead with the products? Should I lead with the business? And the answer is whatever one you are most comfortable with, that's what you should lead with. I personally lead with the business because the people that I focus on normally are business-minded people, network marketers for the most part. But if you're talking to someone that you know is going to be passionate about the products, or they have a problem that one of our products could be a good solution for, then do what you think is best. There is not a right or wrong answer. There's not a magical script. There's not a magical phrase. I would tell everybody, be genuine, be sincere, be enthusiastic. And whatever you say, it's going to come across. You don't need some canned speech. If you are obsessed with the CBD, then you should be talking to everybody about the CBD. If you are obsessed with this as a side hustle, then that's what you should be talking about. So after you've gone through those steps in the 72-hour checklist, now you're ready to launch your business. And here's the truth. Most network marketers, they never launch their business. They get started. Before you know it, 7, 14, 30, 60 days has gone by. Maybe they've talked to 1 to 5 people in that whole time, and they're gone. If you want to be successful, you gotta pretend like this is a regular business and say, you know what, if I was going to start a restaurant today, I would launch my business. I would tell everybody what I'm doing in the hopes that at some point they would want to do business with me. But even if they don't, at least they would know what I'm doing. So this is what I recommend you do. I recommend you get on your Facebook account, your email account, your LinkedIn account, and your phone account. And for most people, you're going to find at least probably 1,000 to 3,000 names. Now, I know that number sounds crazy, so I'll turn it down to 100. But if you went through all your Facebook contacts, the average person in this group that I've seen has at least 500 friends on Facebook. At least. Many of you have 4,000 or 5,000. And some of these same people say, I have no one to talk to. And I always laugh because when I go and look at their friends list, they've got hundreds or thousands of people. So you want to review those 4 things: your email, your phone, your LinkedIn, your Facebook. If you don't have one of those accounts, then you just want to review the other 3. Pretty simple. You want to reach out to these people one at a time using one of our scripts. That's coming on the next slide. Keep it very simple. The first 5 to 10 people that you're contacting would be the people that you would contact if you needed to be bailed out of jail. Your spouse, if you're married, your parents, if they're still alive, your adult children, if they're adults, your best friend, your bridesmaid, the man of honor, your best man. There we go, man of honor. That's funny. Your best man, your best friend. Those are the 5, 10 people you want to contact first, because chances are they'll at least order 1 product and support you, even if it's just for a month. I know if my best friend called me and said, Chuck, I started the business, would you order 1 product? Of course I'd order 1 product. Even if he was selling lipstick, I would buy lipstick for my wife just to support my friend in business. We all have a couple people like that who would support us no matter what. Those are the people you should start with so that you can get to executive quickly. Once you've gone through those 5 or 10 people, your closest sphere of influence, then you want to start reaching out to all the other contacts that you have through Facebook Messenger, text, or email. I personally do not recommend calling anyone. The reason I don't recommend calling people is it can turn into a very long conversation where you end up spilling all the beans and talking the person in the business and then talking them out of the business at the same time. So I really recommend you just use one of our scripts on the next page and you keep it very simple and you send that to them, and you reach out to X amount of people per day. We'll go through that more in a minute. So this is the business script. If you lead with the business like I do, all you got to do is pick one of these 4. I'm not going to read everyone. Actually, you know what? We got some people on the phone. I will read these. The first one. Hey, Joe, I found something I think you would do really well with. You should check out this link and review the information. And then you include your link with it. Hey, Tony, I know you're always looking for a good side hustle. You should check this out. I know you could make some good money with it. Hey, Susan, I know you like social media and online stuff. You should check out this e-commerce business. I know you can make good money with it. Hey, Eric, I know you're looking for a career change. I found something you could do really well with, and you could work from home. You should check this out and include your link with it. I'm telling you right now, if you use these scripts and you send it to people, they will at least check it out and click on the link. Now, Not all of them will type in their name, their email, and their phone number, but a lot of them will. If, on the other hand, you try explaining the whole business and the comp plan and all that stuff to people right out the gate, you're going to overwhelm them. You're going to give them information overload, and they're probably going to think of you as a salesperson. And that's the last thing you want your prospect to think of you as. You want to be a messenger, not the message. Keep it simple and pick the script that is most relevant to the person that you're talking to. So if you are a product enthusiast, and I love my product enthusiasts, we have a ton of you on this call. You could go with any of these 5 scripts. These are just some examples. Hey, Ann, I know you struggle with your sleep. I found a product that might help you with that. You ought to check out this product and include your link to it. Hey, Susan, I know you struggle a lot with pain. I found a great product that might help you with your pain. Would it be okay if I sent you the link to learn more about the product? That was a tongue twister. That was pretty good. Hey, Landy, I'm not sure if you've ever tried CBD before, but it's helped me a lot with my anxiety. Would it be okay if I shared with you the CBD product that I'm using? Pretty simple. Hey, Debbie, I know you buy supplements at GNC, and I know you like to eat healthy and you care about your health. I found some products you might want to check out. Would it be okay if I sent you some information about them? Pretty nonchalant, pretty easygoing. And finally, hey, Susan, could you do me a simple favor? I just started my own e-commerce store, and I'm trying to get my name out there. Would you possibly share my link with a few of your friends? And then you send her your link, and of course she's going to check it out too before she goes and shares it with her friends. So that last one's actually very, very effective. But all of these work very well. And if you have a product that you've used and you're very passionate about, you can substitute one of these scripts with the product script of one of your favorite products. So pick the script that you like the most and send it to each of your prospects. If they don't respond, leave them alone for about 2 to 4 weeks. What you don't want to do is be the stalker. I call them the Facebook stalker. You know, where someone sends you something and they Facebook message you every single day. Did you check it out? The next day, did you check it out? 2 minutes later, did you check it out? Don't be that person. Send it to them one time and realize, you know what, sometimes life gets in the way. Follow up with them again. I would say no earlier than 7 days, but 14 to 30 is perfect, because if you're going through all of the contacts that you have, then it's not going to be a challenge. You want to share your HBN Powerline link or your HB Naturals link. I like the Powerline. That's the best converting link for me based off all the ones that I've sent out. Your only objective is to get people to take a free tour. You're not concerned about who buys, who wants to do this as a business, who starts recruiting people. All you want to do is get people to take a free tour so they can start getting those company emails. That's what you want to do. That's going to do most of the heavy lifting for you. And then once someone takes them a free tour, you want to send them our welcome email. Our welcome email is in our files tab in our Facebook group. I just updated it the other day. You want to send them that email with your personal information at the bottom of the email, your name, your phone number, your email. And then finally, you want to follow up with them in about 48 or 72 hours. If this is someone you know, if it's someone you don't know, you're not going to do this step. But if it's a friend, and let's say I shared the link with Landy 48 hours ago, I sent her the welcome email, I might follow up one time in 48 to 72 hours and say, you know what, Landy, I'm sure you're getting the emails. I've been putting some people on your team. I think you would do really good at this, and I know you would love your CBD product. The CBD oil that we have. How about we take a couple minutes, we order your product right now. I've got a $25 gift card you can use so you can save some money on your first order, and you can see if this might be a good fit for you. So you really want to ask people to try out a product, and more importantly, you want to give them a recommendation, because they're going to look at the products and be like, well, I don't know what to order. So make them a recommendation based off what you know about them, if this is a warm market person. If it's a cold market, you're not going to do that step. And once again, your real objective is to get as many people as possible to take a free tour. So these are the common objections. I'm not going to go through this in extensive detail. There's only about 7 or 8 that I've ever heard. The first one, is it a scam? Sometimes, and you can see what I have for an answer, but sometimes I like to say, yeah, it is. You want to do it with me? That usually gets people's attention. Yeah, you looking for a good scam? I got one for you. That really knocks them off their feet. They don't know how to respond. But I always tell people, no, of course it's not a scam. I'm not going to go and promote a scam. I'm part of an industry that does over 150 billion a year. We're bigger than the NFL. We're bigger than most sports industries. We're as big as the movie industry, and it's been around almost 60 years now. So that's all I say. Next one, is it an illegal pyramid? Sometimes I come back and say, are you looking for one? That makes an interesting conversation. But if you don't want to say that, you can just say, look, no, all businesses, all churches, all organizations are structured like a pyramid. That's just how we're shaped. Next one, number 3, I don't have the time. This is one of my favorites. I always answer, well, guess what, Landy? If you keep doing what you're currently doing, when are you ever going to have the time to live life on your terms? That usually gets people thinking. Number 4, do I have to spend money? This one, this is how I answer it. I just say, look, you know, all businesses in the real world require some type of investment. Yes, you can start for free with us and you can make some money doing that. But if you really want to build a big business with us, of course, you're going to have to spend some money. Do I have a monthly buying commitment? I just tell people, look, you can order whenever you want to order. You can order once a day, once a month, once a year, or not at all. I don't like selling. This is another common objection. You're only going to get this objection if you're coming across as a salesperson to the person you're talking to. If you follow the scripts that we have, you're never going to get this objection because you don't sound like a salesperson. But if you sound like a salesperson, get ready to hear this a lot. And I always tell people, look, I'm not looking for salespeople. I'm looking for teachers. I'm looking for coaches. I'm looking for people who like to help people. Do you like to do any of those 3 things? And they usually say, yeah, I like to help people. Then great, you're exactly the type of person I'm looking for. The products are too expensive. And then I have to just go through an educational process. What I have found was, though, if people are already buying natural and organic products and good quality products, we don't get price objections. I haven't. If someone shops strictly at Dollar Tree, yeah, then you're probably going to get some price objections. And you say, you know what we have are natural and organic products. They're very high quality and they offer a very good value at the price they're marked at. And that's all I say. And then finally, how much money do you make? And sometimes I tell people, but most of the time I don't. And I just say, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm still getting paid on work I did 6 months ago, which is true. I've been with HB Natural 6 months and I'm still getting paid on people I talked to my first week in the business. The reason people will ask you that, and well, let me take that back. No matter what answer you give people, you could be $1 million earner with HB Naturals, or you could be a person who hasn't made $1. And what that person is looking for, they're looking for a cop-out, because here's what they're going to say. If you're making big money, they're going to say, well, I could never do what you do, so I could never do this. And if you tell them I'm not making any money, they're going to say, well, obviously, if it doesn't work for you, it's not going to work for me. So they're looking for a way to push you off. They're looking for a way to exit. So you don't really need to answer that question. And the final point when it comes to objections, the objection you're going to hear the most is is whatever one of these 8 things that you believe in the least. So if your biggest concern is that you don't have the time, the number 1 objection you're going to hear from people is, I don't have the time, because they're going to sense that in you when you're talking to them. If you don't believe in the products, you're not going to have the conviction in your voice when you're talking to the people. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to have the conviction in your voice when you're talking to people. That's why you want to be on these calls. That's why you want to use the products. That's why you want to get with your coach so you can learn new skills. Because people are evaluating you just like a dog evaluates you when you go into its home. They can smell the fear on you. They can smell the confidence. They can smell the other dog. They know. And that's what your prospect is doing with you. So here's the deal when it comes to objections. Just realize that people are going to have objections. I actually get scared by the prospect who does not have any objections. You should expect it. It's a normal part of a buying process. And all it is a request for more information. That's what an objection is. Do not get defensive. If someone is sarcastic to you, those are the people I have the most fun with. But if someone they're really attacking you, I would just say, you know what? Hey, Joe, based off what you told me, I really don't think this is a good fit for you. I'm really looking for serious people who are keeping an open mind, who want to make some extra money. If your situation ever changes, feel free to get back in touch with me and just move on to the next person. But don't get defensive and let them suck you down their rabbit hole. The one thing I didn't put on this slide, if you're talking to someone else who's in a different network marketing company, don't be in the business of, oh, I'll look at mine. I'll look at yours if you look at mine. That is a dead end road. Let people know if you pitch them, if you offer them what you have and they immediately pitch you, you say, you know what, we'll go back. We'll say Will as an example. I'd say, you know what, Will, obviously you're just as passionate about your company as I am about my company. Hopefully you'll respect my passion for my company and let me just keep doing what I'm doing as I'll do for you with your company. And just leave it at that. Leave the door open. So if their company ever goes under, or if they ever quit, you've left that open door. But don't go in the business. Oh, I'll be a customer of you, you be a customer of me. That's a dead end road. It never works out. And if you don't know how to respond to an objection, just ask a question. So if someone says, is it a scam? And I didn't know what to say, I would say, great, are you looking for a scam? If someone said, the products seem too expensive, you could say, great, what makes you think that? Why do you think they're overpriced? And then get them talking, because then you'll find out what their real objection is, which is always, the one they give you is never their real objection. There's always another one buried deep somewhere in there. So here's just a key thing to remember. It's more important to start right than it is to start over. Take a little time, go through our Getting Started training. We have a Getting Started guide. We have everything you need in our Facebook group. Talk with your coach before you go out and make a huge mess and end up blowing yourself right out of the business. So this is an example daily routine. This is something I think a lot of people will benefit from. Most of us, we're creatures of habit. If you have a day job, which most people do, you have a routine. You wake up at a set time, you drive the same way to work, probably eat the same thing for lunch most days. You start and end at a certain time most days. You come back home the same time, same way most days. You eat the same foods pretty much every week. You watch the same shows every week. We're all creatures of habit. We all have routines. So if you want to be successful in this business, you need to develop a winning routine. Your habits and your routine are either going to dictate whether you're successful or whether you fail. Good habits are going to lead to good success in the business. Bad habits are going to lead to bad results in your business. So what I have here is an example routine if you're investing about an hour a day in your business. The most important thing that we get paid to do is to share our link with people every single day. That's that Powerline link, the HBN Express link, the HB Naturals link, whatever link you want to use, but we get paid to share our link with people every day. So pick a number. If you're a part-timer, pick a number between 5 and 10. If you're a full-timer, pick a number between 30 and 100, and make sure you are sharing your link with that many people every day. You could literally on Facebook share your link with 10 people in 10 minutes. So there's really no excuse. You could do it by email, 10 people in 10 minutes, by text, easily 10 people in 10 minutes. So it doesn't take a ton of time, but it comes down to consistently sharing your link every day. The next thing you want to do, you want to spend 5 or 10 minutes in our Facebook group so you can see what's going on. You can check out the announcements. You can find out about upcoming training. You can see any recognition that we're doing, any training tips that we provide that day. Next, you want to follow up with your prospects. Anyone you have in your pipeline who is scheduled for a follow-up, you want to get back in touch with them. So what I would do is I would have a little notepad of when you talk to people and use some type of organizing system that works for you. It could be Excel, it could be an index card, it could be a notepad, whatever. There's no right or wrong answer, but have a game plan of when you're going to follow up with people and keep it organized and follow up with whoever you need to each day. Then you're going to support your team members as needed. You're going to get questions. Ideally, you want to plug them into our Facebook group so we can answer most of their questions, but they're still going to come to you with some questions. So you need to answer those questions and guide them as needed. And then you want to spend maybe 10 minutes a day educating yourself on a product. Pick one product on the website and just read the product information page about it. Print it off, maybe highlight the key information, the key points, and just learn more about the company, the comp plan, the products, so you can improve your knowledge a little bit. And then 5 to 10 minutes a day on personal development. Read 5 pages of a self-help book or watch a 5 or 10 minute video on YouTube to teach you a new skill. Once again, you can easily do this in less than an hour a day. If you really hustled, probably 30 to 40 minutes a day if you are organized. Couple common mistakes to avoid. The only reason I have these on this list is I've made every mistake on this list many, many times during my career. The first one, saying too much to people, especially if you are an extrovert and you're naturally a talker. You really have to watch yourself and make sure that you're not giving people information overload. I would rather have you use one of our scripts and share that with people than give a 30-minute dissertation to your prospect about why they should use your product. Because if you do that, you are now coming across as a salesperson, and you do not want to do that. Don't give yourself information overload. You don't need to know every single thing before you get started. It's probably going to take you 6 to 9 months to learn everything that you need to know about the products, the comp plan, the company. But you can make money before you know all that stuff. So you kind of earn as you learn. But don't think you have to sit at home and cram all that information into your brain before you go and share your link with your first person. You don't. Not reaching out to a few people you know. Now, I know some of you, like me, you burned through your warm market. You've worn out your welcome with some people because you've been in multiple deals. Maybe you didn't follow through. I'm guilty of that. In some deals I've done, I didn't follow through, do what I said I was going to do, and I lost a little bit of credibility. That being said, I do believe you should reach out at least to those 5 or 10 people who would bail you out of jail at a minimum, so that you can get to executive quickly. At that point, if you're 100% set on going into the cold market, that's cool. But also realize you're going to bring new people into the business. And if you don't teach them these same basic things, they're immediately going to go into the cold market, and they're not going to tap into any of their warm market that they could and be successful. Another mistake I see a lot of people make is they don't order 100 CV, and they miss out on these star bonuses. They miss out on, when they do cycle, they don't get the $24. They get the $8 or $16 instead. So being on 100 CV and being on auto ship is key. If you're ever thinking about just placing a single order, do it as an auto ship order, even if you go in and cancel it after. The reason, number one, you're going to save 5% on your order. Number two, if it's a 100-point order, you're going to get 10 free $25 gift cards, and you're going to get those member reward points, which can be redeemed for free products. So anytime you want to order, set it up as auto ship, let it process the next day. Then if you decide to go and cancel it, then go and cancel it. But I recommend you get on auto ship at 100 PV and you stay there. You can change it at any time. You can cancel it at any time. You're not committed to it for the long haul. You can do what's best for you and your family. And then for all the well-educated people and people who are really successful at what they do, it's easy to think that because you're good at your day job, or maybe you own a traditional business, you can come here and just reinvent the wheel and do everything your own way. And what I've found is network marketing is a very different animal than most corporate jobs, than most traditional businesses. And the skills you have there, they're actually going to hinder you a little bit in this business. So that's why we have these success systems for you to follow. So here's some tools and resources. If when you created your free account with HBN, if you lost that welcome email that was sent to you by corporate with your user ID and password, you can go to this website you see right here, and you can click on resend welcome email, and they'll resend you your user ID and your password, which is very helpful. They have you can go to this next link, and I'll post all these in the Facebook group as well, but this next link is where you can get a tour of the back office, which is very helpful. It tells you how to empty your holding tank, how to get paid, how to move your money around, how to do all those things. We have a couple training sites, the HBN Help, which is the most beneficial site. That's where you can go and open a support ticket. That's where you can find answers to just about any question. And then we have the hbnaturals.com/training. That's a great training site with a lot of videos. We have our Team Supreme Facebook group. I highly recommend you join that. We have the official corporate page. This is the link right here. You can see it. You can also just search for it on Facebook. And we have the product testimonial group. This is really the group you want to add all your product people to. If you know someone just wants to be a customer, they have no desire to be a business, to do this to make money or do this as a business, you want to make sure they're in this group. If you have product questions, you want to be in this group, so you can learn about the products, get answers. If you want to see what products are good for what, this is the group you want to be in, because people share testimonials. People are very receptive. There's about 19,000 people in that group. They'll answer your product related questions. If you want to know what your personal websites are, you have two choices. You can go to this link, or you can just log into your back office, and next to the calendar is a list of all of your websites. If you're looking for information on the compensation plan, you can go, the quickest thing to do is just go to YouTube, type in HB Naturals compensation plan or HB Naturals incentive plan, and it will come up. If you're looking for help on how to build your contact list, you can check out this link. Once again, I will post these links on the Facebook group. These slides are available. They will be available after this webinar in the Facebook group. So you can click on these links, have access to it. If you want marketing tools, if you want to order postcards, business cards, if you want physical gift cards, if you want table signs, brochures, flyers, you can go to hbnmarketingtools.com. That is where you can buy all of your marketing tools. These are some suggested reading, especially if you are a novice to the industry. You don't have to read all 4 of these books. Really, any of these 4 books would be very beneficial. My favorite on here personally is the 45-second presentation by Don Fala. Don was my mentor in a previous company, and this is probably my favorite or second favorite MLM book of all time. Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins. This is a great book, especially for the ladies. Sarah is one of the most amazing networkers in the world. She's a top earner in a different company, but I have tremendous respect for this woman, and this book is just awesome. GoPro by Eric Worre. I know this is Will's favorite book. It's a lot of our team members' favorite network marketing book. You definitely cannot go wrong by reading that. And then my other all-time favorite is Guerrilla Multi-Level Marketing by J. Conrad Levinson. And do not confuse that with Guerrilla Marketing. That's a different book by the same author. This is Guerrilla Multi-Level Marketing. So what we're going to do now, we got one more thing. 2 more things. This is my most basic advice. If I had to take this whole webinar and put it on one slide, this is what I would tell you. Number 1, you got to get excited. All right. Enthusiasm is what sells. Enthusiasm is what piques people's curiosity. If you talk to people like Charlie Brown or his friend Linus, you're going to put people to sleep. You got to be excited. Not over the top excited, like blow you out of the water, but you got to have some enthusiasm in your voice and in your body language. You got to have a sense of urgency. A lot of people, they just take their time here. That is a huge mistake. This is a business of speed. The faster you build your business, the easier your business is to build. You want to keep it simple and do not reinvent the wheel. I have done every dumb thing wrong possible in this industry over the past 17 years. The reason I share these things with you is so that you can avoid those mistakes that I made. You want to share your link with as many people as possible, as quickly as possible, using the scripts that we gave you. The person who's going to win on this webinar is the person who shares their link with the most amount of people in the quickest amount of time. That's the person who's going to rank advance the fastest. That's the person who's going to get the biggest check the quickest. That's all I did to become successful. I shared my link with thousands of people, even in my first month. You want to be a product of the product, pretty simple. You're not going to own a Ford dealership and drive a Chevy, so it makes sense that you use our products. And finally, you want to go executive, ideally within 24 hours of launching your business, not from joining HB Naturals, but after you've gone through this getting started training, you've completed that 72-hour checklist. Once you've done that and you launch your business, you want to go executive in no more than 24 hours. And then you want to start teaching that to the people that you bring into the business. And here's my final slide before we go into the questions. And I hope some of you have questions, but your single best recruiting tool that you have in this business is your own personal story. All right. It's in your best interest to start right, to do what we teach you so that you can get a nice check, so you can make some money, so that in 30, 60, 90 days from now, you can say, you know what, Joe, I was skeptical when I joined HB Naturals, but I made $1,000 my first month. I made $2,000 my second month, and I made $5,000 my third month. And I am fired up about what I'm going to do in the next 6 months. That story, or a story similar to that, is 100 times more effective than anything else you could do or say to any prospect that you talk to. So your own personal story is your single best tool. That's why I tell people, the sooner you treat this seriously and the sooner you become successful, the easier the business gets, because you have a good story and your belief level goes through the roof because you're seeing evidence of what you're doing and it's working. So with that, we're going to open it up to questions. I'm going to see what people have to say here. And I hope somebody's got at least one question. We're doing good. We got about 11 minutes left. We're running right on time. And does anybody have a question that I did not cover? There is no dumb question. Now my chat's not opening. We did this last week. Can somebody just type in anything just to see if this is working for me? I'm going to go to stop share. There we go. Now it works. Okay. Wendy says she needs it. Okay, let's go back up here. Hold on. I'm going to scroll back up. Thanks, everybody. Just give me 1 second to scroll up and we'll go through these. Chuck said, Suzanne said, be a product guy. You know what? I don't want to be a product guy. I want to be a product of the products. But if you are a product person, that's a huge advantage because you can tell your prospects things that I don't even know. I just take the products and tell people they smell, taste, and feel like money. That's what I tell people when they ask me what the products do. But some of y'all got some amazing testimonials. Do we have rose hip? It has vitamin C. Heather, I would ask it in the group. I don't even know what that is, so I don't know if we have that or not. Maybe another person could chime in and help me there. Lexi was telling me to eat garlic. Not before I talk to a prospect, but I do like garlic. I agree with Lexi. I nipped something in the bud less than a week ago. Witness protection program, laugh out loud. Here we go. Screenshot. Where is the welcome email that you send after someone takes a free tour? I spoke too soon. Okay, we got that. It's in our Facebook group, or you can email me for it and I'll send it to you. I'm just make sure we didn't miss anything. Yeah, oh, Lexi asked a great question. I'll send out my link and I get this. How is this marketing strategy working for you? Where did you learn your marketing strategy? I just tell people my marketing strategy is working great because it is. Lauren said, I'm so bad at that. I don't know what you're bad at. I love information. Yeah. Chuck, then they want to go into how wrong my strategy is. You have a good response? Yep. Next. That's my response when people say that. Don't let negative people suck you into their world. Don't let the haters bring you down to their level. Just go on to there's 7 billion people in the world. You don't need that person. Just go on to the next person. Someone starts giving me a bunch of grief, I block them and move on. Yeah, Suzanne said, Lexi, they're trying to talk you out of it. Yeah, chances are they are being negative to you to try to recruit you into their deal. That's why I don't fall for it. Yeah, Debbie said, talking about the daily routine, that's probably one of my best tips. After you complete your initial 72-hour stuff, you got to have a routine that's going to work for you. You don't have to do it in 60 minutes a day. You could do 15 minutes in the morning before you go to work, 30 minutes at work, and then 15 minutes after the kids go to bed. But you do have to set aside a little bit of time to get the work done. Lauren said if they have 3 or more excuses, they probably aren't interested. Yep. I'll overcome 1 at most 2 excuses. If they give me 3, I just say, you know what? This probably isn't a good fit for you at this time, at this moment in time right now. How about I follow up with you in 2 or 3 months and see if your situation has changed? And then I move on to the next person. T-shirts and hoodies are cute. Yeah, T-shirts and hoodies. I'm assuming you mean like the marketing gear, Landy. Yes, that's a very good way. We have a Plants Over Pills shirt, which is very, very powerful. One of my friends in a different company, Brian Carruthers, he has a shirt that says got residual income. That's a great shirt. Anything that you wear, a button, a hat, a hoodie, a shirt, and you see someone looking at it, that's when you want to give them a drop card or a business card, or just say, hey, I saw you checking out my shirt. Did you want to know more about it? And then give me a drop card or get their email and then send them the Powerline link so they can check it out at a later date. But don't go down the rabbit hole of trying to explain everything in detail to them right on the spot, because you'll probably talk them out of it unintentionally. Chuck, is this recorded? If so, where? That's magic, Terry. It is recorded. I'll post it on YouTube tomorrow. I'll post it in the group tonight so you guys can share this. I need the slides. Wendy, I will post the slides in the group. What kind of success have you found with the CBD for pets? Dawn, that's a great question to ask in that Facebook products group. I don't have any pets, but if you asked it in there, we have so many pet enthusiasts in that group, you'll probably get 50 or 100 responses. How can we get the picture of the slides? They'll be in the Facebook group. Isn't cold messaging our friends a big turnoff? No, I don't think so. And here's a great approach. If you don't want to use our script with them right away, then start a normal conversation with them and then identify some type of problem that they have where what we have can be a solution. So if I'm talking to Heather as an example, and we're just best buds, and we get talking and she says, you know, I'm just so busy with the kids going to soccer practice, my hubby's working all these hours, I'm stressed out. Well, now I've got an opportunity to talk about the CBD. Now I've got an opportunity to talk about making some extra money. Now I've got an opportunity to talk about any other products that might be relevant to what she identified as a problem. So that's a great way. If you don't feel comfortable using the direct approach, you can use the indirect approach, kind of like we just talked about. But it's definitely not dead. Yes, April, this is recorded. The products get rid of colds. I'm working on that. Awesome, Suzanne. What is the appropriate time to intro the retail website, separate marketing strategy? I'll be honest with you, and I talked to Kim. Kim's the top earner in our company. We teach everybody to be a wholesale customer. You can share the retail site, but if that same person finds out later on they could have saved 20% just by typing in their email, then that could come back and bite you. It's your call. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. If someone, you know, most people like to save money. So if you can give people it at wholesale, you could ask the person, hey, look, you really got two options. They're both free. They're both free. You could pay retail or you could save 20%. Which link do you want me to send you? And then just ask them and they'll tell you which one they want, and then that will work. What is the appropriate, thank you. Anyone doing or done events to sell the products? Yes, I would say events are a great way to get your name out there. It's a decent way to retail, but it's an even better way to meet people who will be future customers. So if you do an event, the purpose of the event should be on lead acquisition, getting people's name, email, and phone number so you can build up your database so you can follow up with them. Of course, if they want to buy on the spot, take that cash, take that money, sell it, make that money. But a lot of them will not buy on the spot. But if you get their contact information, you can stay in touch. Do you recommend these as warm market? Are they solid prospects? No, that's a great question. Ernie asked, should I target? He said, Ernie said, I'm a high school teacher. I have a number of young former students, 20 as prospects. Do you recommend these as warm market? Are they solid prospects or should I target older folks? Let me tell you something. The younger generation, the millennials, they spend more time on this than they do at their job, than they do asleep. And if you can show them a way to make money with this, they're going to listen to you. All right. Doesn't mean they're going to do the business, but they will at least listen to what you have to say. So if you got a 20-something person, you know, if you don't know whether or not they are truly passionate about their health, you could say, you know what? Hey, hey, Grace, you got a smartphone by chance? And then she's going to say, yeah, because everybody's got a smartphone. And then I'd say, you know, if I could show you a simple way to make money with it, would you check out a link if I sent it to you? I'm telling you, Grace is going to check out the link. All right. Or probably 9 out of 10 people you ask that to, they're going to check out the link, especially the millennials, because this is their world. Even the baby boomers now, this is becoming their world. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. Don't let the haters bring me down. No, let the haters inspire you, because one day they're going to ask if you're hiring, and you can just tell them they're not qualified. Jerry, you sound so knowledgeable, and I'm glad to know you. You know what? This is from 17 years of doing this, so don't compare yourself to me. I have mentors that I'm not even 1/10 as good as they are, and I don't compare myself to them. I just try to be the best me possible, and that's all you should do. Do lives on Facebook or other social media. Lives are good on social media, but I will tell you this: if you're going to do a live, don't be boring. Right? Make it interesting. Do something silly or do something funny or do something entertaining. Don't just find a way to be different and to appeal to people's curiosity. That's my 2 biggest takeaways for that. I'm just trying to make sure there's no questions we missed out. We're almost done. What would you use for drop cards in Canada? You could get a drop card made with the Canadian currency, or you can get a drop. I got one right here. Or you can get a drop card made. Like I use one, and I'll post this in the Facebook group. But it's just the size of a business card. It's my drop card, and it's the same as my postcard. It's just business card size. And when I meet someone, I don't say anything to them. All I say is, "Here, take this," and I give it to them. That's it. I don't explain nothing. I say, "You know what? Hey, you're a sharp dude. Check this out." Give it to them, and I keep on walking. And I always do it at the end of the conversation, so I don't get sucked into a conversation about the products of the business. And they'll go and they'll check it out at their own leisure at some point. And if it's a good fit, I'll be hearing from them. If not, I didn't waste my time. I think we're good. Thanks for the info. Thanks. Woo, we did it, and we got 30 seconds to spare. All right, I want to thank everyone. This is recorded. I'm going to upload this on YouTube tonight. I'll post the video in our Facebook group. I'll post it on the YouTube channel. Make sure you have your new people watch this. I hope you all learned at least one thing. It was a lot of time to prepare for this, but I appreciate everyone on this team. We had 89 people on at one point. I don't know what we have 77 right now, so that's perfect. I appreciate everyone's time. I know you can do this. If you would have seen me 17 years ago when I joined this industry, I was a train wreck. All right, so I should give everybody hope. If I could go from where I was at to where I'm at now, anybody can do it. All right, because I was worse. I was someone you would not want to sponsor, but thankfully someone did sponsor me. But I struggled for over 12 years before I figured anything out. So if I can do it, you can do it, and it definitely won't take you as long as it did me. So thank you. Good luck. I'll see you at the top. Hit any of us leaders up at any point with your questions. Put them in our Facebook group, and we're glad to have you here. Have a great night, everybody. See you at the top.